Let's take a look at the concept of clients. You know what a client is. You know what a server is. A server is a machine that serves or sends out documents that we look for, right? The client, on the other hand, is that thing that consumes whatever we get from the server. Like, check out these web pages here. These are pages that are working on a client, and our client is called Chrome. Yep. So we are going to go into Node, and we're going to play a little bit. So the first step is let's find out what protocol we shall use. So I reckon I'm going to paste this here. Okay, that's HTTP. Right. So we're going to use a protocol called HTTP. And what does HTTP have? If we just type HTTP, we will see that it has a bunch of methods, right? It has GET, it has request, it has client request, and so much more, right? It also has status codes, a response, and some cool, really cool things. Now let's take a look at how GET works, right? So the first step is we're going to type HTTP and GET, and usually GET will take a URL of some kind. So let's take stackoverflow.com, put it in here. It also takes a function callback, and in this callback we only accept one value over one attribute called the response, right? So for now we're going to log response, and let's see what we can log from its object. I suppose we could log, let's just log it generally and see what else we can get from it. So there we are. So when we log the response, this is what we get. We get a header, we get a bunch of objects that are returned to us. But what will be helpful for us? We can log the status code. We can also log the status message. So the way HTTP works is messages are sent from client, aka your browser, to a server. And if things are all right, you'll see that a site gets returned, and that's usually known as a status code. Now, if we are to inspect the element here, we can see that here we have the network tab, and we have see a bunch of things. We have things like 200 showing up here. Let's refresh that to monitor everything. Okay, so you can see a website in use. It's always fetching stuff from the interwebs. Everything with statuses here shows that things were fine. 204, 200, and so much more. What else can we look at here? So there's a network. So here I have a small piece of snippet of code that goes into google.com and just logs the status of that is returned to us. Let's see, let's try to run it. Node client, yes. We get that 301. So let's see, meaning of status codes. There's a Wikipedia article plus this that has a list of status codes, and they mean many things. So let's take a look at what they do. So you can see in this link that 100 means continue, 200 means okay, the server responded really nicely, 304 means not modified, means there's no need to retransmit the source because it exists in the client, it has a copy, and so much more. So you'll find this in your show notes in case you need. There's also a specification as well that you can take a look at, right? And yep. I now have a split screen situation. So we are going to design a client server that talks to an echo server. So the first step is, let's just make sure that our echo server is going to do the right thing. So we'll just adjust it. So yep, it seems every time we send something, we should get a response, okay? So code seems okay here. Okay, let's also check out our client code and make sure things are fine, okay? Yep. So let's run our server, node server.js. So we can confirm that every time we put something, we get a return statement. So let's see. This one will be giving out the answer from the previous section, but let's just do it here. So we can have hello and the parameter notice every time you make a change you have to stop and start the server again. So yep, that works. Okay, so we're going to design our client to be the one making the requests. So we'll change the protocol because we do not have HTTPS here. We'll change it to HTTP and we shall be making a bunch of calls and then printing out statuses, and we'll do what we call a pipe. A pipe is a Unix way of routing or moving data from one place to another. And so what will happen here is we'll be piping out the response for every call we make to a website. Okay, now the next step is we adjust the URL and then we'll point to localhost 8000, and then let's also try out test and see what happens. So when we run our code here, and we should get something like that. Yep, the headers show the date the request was made and so much more. Okay, let's try out other tests. So we can repeat this below and maybe change it to like that. Run our code. This is several of them. Hello test, hello and so much more. Okay, so that is a simple example of how clients can interact with servers. So you can interact with the server through code, and you can also interact through a browser. So they're all clients. Thank you.